Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing great. Just want to recap last week real fast. Obviously, we didn't do a great job of getting it done last week. We made some mistakes. They capitalized off of it. Definitely want to do a better job this week of just, obviously doing our job, playing smart and disciplined, tough, and finishing the football game. We have Missouri this week, obviously, and we know that they're a good ball club that's well coached. They're physical. They do a great job of finishing football games, and excited to go down there.
Clayton, when you do have a week that was kind of rough, how do you talk to your kids about it? Is it harping on it, just saying it was one bad day, or do you have to emphasize something over another as opposed to a regular day?
Well, it wasn't a bad week. It was more just a bad day. We had a great week of practice. Our guys always work extremely hard. They was really upset. That's the first time we've given up 30-some points in a long time, and we just want to keep grinding. It's one of those things where we just want to just take every day and be very consistent and pick up the intensity in every little thing that we do as a coaching staff and as a group. At the linebacker room, ourselves up front in the DB room, just want to keep harping on consistency, being physical when we can at practice, playing together, more importantly, and just keep up, just get back on track.
Last year, they had a lot of success, Missouri's offense, on a lot of those outside zone stretch plays.
Yep.
This year, they bring in a running back who is putting up some video game numbers. What's kind of the challenge of having to play against a run game that is the way they've had it the last few years, and then adding that guy to the mix?
Yes, they've done a really good job of adding pieces to that puzzle. Truly believe that that offense is hard to defend, mainly because of the practice, trying to get the reps during the week. So our offensive is doing a really good job of replicating those plays. That's the only way to really have a chance to go out there and really contain those kind of numbers, like you said. But most importantly, we have to practice right and then kind of start really in January, kind of just emphasizing that different style of offense.
Clayton, a lot of missed tackles on Saturday. What did you kind of see on the tape as to why that might have been, and how do you go about correcting that this week?
Definitely some missed tackles. We that was our highest number of the year in regards of just not getting guys on the ground when we had opportunities. I think our angles were bad. I think that we were not pressing the near hip enough. I do believe that it's something we emphasize a lot. You have to just carry those things over to the game. It's our job as coaches to put them in those positions throughout the week to replicate that, that skill set and do a great job of just finishing and understanding. Obviously, we can't tackle at practice, but you have to take the right angles at practice, have the right mindset, and just know that when it comes on Saturday, you have to, get it done the best of your ability.
With those third downs, they're converting in the first half,
Yep.
and I guess some in the second half as well. It seemed like there were just kind of different ways that they were able to pick them up. Is that how you saw it, and how frustrating can it be if you did see it that way when it's just like, hey, it's one thing here and one thing there, and maybe not necessarily
Yeah, it's frustrating as a defensive coach whenever we feel like it's hard to get the third down. Like, it's just hard to get a good third down, a manageable situation for us. And then I think a couple of times that we were there and we missed a tackle, and that's frustrating, and it happens, continuous on drives. Like, it's like a stat that's out there. Once they convert one third down within a series, the chance of scoring goes up. So I think they converted 3 on one drive, which was 2 of those that we feel like we got to finish those plays. And I feel like they got to give them credit as well. But I think you got to give them credit. They did a really good job of finding different ways to convert third down. They weren't running the same, concept. But we still have to make plays and got to do a better job. Have to do a better job of putting them in a position to showcase their skills a little bit better.
How do you feel like your defense held up? I mean, it was only 63 plays, but they were out there for so long. How do you feel like they held up throughout the course of the game?
In regards of just conditioning wise, you mean? I feel like they was in great shape. They weren't tired. We just didn't get off the field and give our offense 2 more possessions. Football is the ultimate team sport of all sports. We have the most players on the field of any sport. So we have to give our offense more opportunities to do what they want to do. So us not getting off the field hurts the offense because they're not getting in rhythm. So try to preach that to our guys and make sure we understand it's the ultimate team sport. So, but definitely frustrating.
Clayton, we've heard you guys talk about how you guys have had great weeks of practice and stuff, but what is it on game day that you noticed maybe was different in just the way, because you said it was a bad day on Saturday. What was the main difference from practice to the game?
It was bad plays in the game. Very fortunate to be out there playing the game of football. But it was just some bad plays within the game. I think about every coach in America say they have a great week of practice and go out, and some teams never win. So it's just we did feel like we had a great intense practice last week. It was very detailed and very together, and we was competitive. It's hard to really say exactly what happens, but keep coaching and keep pushing the guys, keep coaching them up every single day. It'll click. When it clicks, it's nice, but you got to keep coaching them all the way to the end, all the way through the football game.
Coach Robertson issued a statement about his health and his update and what he's going through. And two questions for you.
Yep.
Kind of how uplifting is it for you to hear how he's coming along? And number two, I know everybody's rallied inside your program, your side, to replace him. But what significantly do you miss from not having him around?
Wow. It's definitely been awesome to hear his voice, to see him on FaceTimes, and obviously whenever we can. I don't want to get too personal with when he's available, when he's not, but it's been great. I can honestly say that not having him around is you definitely miss him. He's a muscle. He's like the muscle of our defense. You know what I mean? In regards of just when something needs to be said out loud and really really boisterous, it's Coach Robinson getting it said. I say it in my way, but when he says it, it's totally different. But we miss that. Wish him nothing but the best. He's a strong brother, so been praying for him a lot.
Vicari didn't play quite as much as the other main two cornerbacks last week. Was it just those other guys being ahead of him during practice during the week and things like that, or was there any more to it with Vicari?
It's not a lot more to it. Everybody's always trying to improve their game at every single aspect. So we feel like we still have 4 good corners that can start. Obviously, Judges still battling back, but every single guy has their own competition within themselves that they have to continue to iron it out. I didn't really count the reps he played. I know he was out there. Didn't really count the reps, but I feel like he was out there a lot.
Does Dylan Stewart get held a lot without getting a flag?
I can't answer that, but I feel like he's a dynamic pass rusher. He's a known pass rusher, and sometimes he has to get held in order for him not to get a sack. So, but they're not calling it, so we can't make no excuses for anybody. We got to do a great job of coaching the and ones. You're going to get fouled when you go shoot layup, so you got to fight through the layup, get an and one.
You talked about how impressed you were with Dylan's response in the Virginia Tech game. What do you tell him after the unnecessary roughness call about trying to keep his emotions in check?
Yes, had a couple personal conversations with him that obviously stay between me, Dylan, and Coach Lucas. But more importantly, to me, just as a man in life, you just got to be careful with your responses and how you react to someone who frustrates you. Football field might be the only place in the world that you can probably do some certain things and not get in trouble. So just got to be smart. You just can't let other people get to you like that. And that's really the message that I want to send to all of our guys in this defensive staff, defensive room, and just men in general. You got to be very smart on how you respond and just don't let other people get you like that.
We sat here last week and talked about eye discipline when it came to Vanderbilt's offense. How would you grade how you guys did in that category of defense, and how important is that going to be this weekend playing against a mobile quarterback like Perbula?
Yep. Obviously, really going against offense of any kind of offense, you got to have great eye discipline. Vanderbilt presents more problems. Missouri presents their own problems in regards of how they hide plays and how they hide players and certain concepts that they do. So you got to be really locked into where you're looking at and know your progression. Is it 3-2, 2-1, 1-2, or guard the flow, or running back, tight end, tackle, whatever their read is. You got to be great and got to understand what's the next progression. We're teaching it all the time. We do a great job of just obviously keep teaching that part of the game, because it's the hardest part for these guys to understand. They want to sometimes just go out there and just play the game and find the football, but sometimes these offenses do give you some keys if you just understand your progression, and it'll put you in the right spot.
I know when you were going up against Virginia Tech, a little bit was tough because they had so many new pieces. You guys have faced Missouri. It's the same head coach, same OC, but the skill guys are different, the quarterback's different. How different is preparing for this Missouri team versus the last 4 or 5 years you played them?
I would say the main difference is just the players, just getting used to these guys, because I felt like the Missouri team of the past, you kind of, you knew who was at receiver, you knew who was at quarterback, you knew who was that old offensive line and the tight end. The tight end is still there. I feel like he's been there forever. Me and Coach Drink go back a little bit, so I feel like he's been there forever. He's probably saying the same thing about me. But it is a little different looking, not looking out there, not seeing, some of those key players that you went against for the past 4 seasons. But that's just the main, getting used to those new bodies and just understanding and see how they play. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.